What's up everybody? It's Lyds, and we're back for some more Thronebreaker, and last time we picked up a new faithful companion, Knickers, and we've not yet added him to our deck because we do not have the recruit cap to do so, but we are hopefully going to get enough gold to do that soon, so I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, we are looking to continue to progress through the forest here, and, looks like we have some kind of dramatic archway through this narrow ravine here, and then a battle somewhat soon thereafter, and eventually we'll be making our way over to see this Eldane fellow, although I imagine we've got quite a bit more ground to cover before that ends up happening. Whoa. Okay. That's ominous. What could possibly go wrong?
Meve and her companions neared the Moulderwood, a dense, ancient forest of trees whose tangled branches had witnessed the conjunction of the spheres. It was not until King Vidamont's day that a road was finally carved through the primeval thicket, significantly shortening the journey from Rossburg to Aldersburg.
Even when peace reigns, danger rules this road.
Rayla said.
Now no one dares travel it.
Okay, sounds like even without elves, just the forest alone was dangerous.
At the edge of the wood by the road stood an enormous willow. Its branches swept down to cover its trunk, looking for all the world like long tresses shrouding a woman's face. Meve had an ill premonition. She did not like the sickly sweet aroma wafting from this tree, nor the metallic buzzing of insect wings. She sent a scout to investigate.
Tree smells too good. Very sus. Confirmed.
He drew aside the drooping branches and stumbled back. There were men bound to the tree, covered in sap oozing from gashes in its trunk. Its heavy scent had attracted swarms of insects, flies, wasps, bees, and beetles. They seethed over the bound men, crawling in and out of their ears and nostrils.
Eldane welcomes us to his wood,
Rayla whispered.
Yeah, I will admit, didn't see that one coming. Did not see that one coming. There's some nightmare fuel for you. Now, if anything, I thought, it's gonna be, the tree is alive, and it's gonna fall down on us or something like that. No, not, gross, maggot-infested humans tied to the tree with honey.
Meve stepped towards the tree and saw the men stuck to it were all still alive.
Oh.
Those the elves had caught recently writhed and howled for rescue. Those hanging longer merely followed the queen with half-crazed, bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, that is even worse. Free the captives, or keep our distance from the tree. Oh man, it's somewhat similar to what we had before with the Nilfgaardians, with their caravan, where they had the slaves that we had the option to free. We understood that perhaps there was some risk that it would cost us some resources to support them, bring them along with us, but it was seemingly the morally correct thing to do. Whereas, if we were to let them go, and by let them go, I mean let the Nilfgaardians do whatever with them, or I guess in that case, we were just, in that case, what? Was it just let them run off and do their own thing, and, they were poor and didn't have any resources, and so the assumption was that they would starve to death? But that was then. This feels similar, because once again, we have these helpless people who are in desperate need of our assistance, so we could do the morally correct thing and try to help them, but at the same time, it would presumably, or at least could theoretically, cost us resources to do so, because we need to give them food and shelter, and what have you. And the other thing is that, well, some of that description, let's see if it is still here in this part. Meve stepped toward the tree. Those that the elves had caught recently writhed and howled for rescue. Okay, sure. But those hanging longer merely followed the queen with half-crazed, bloodshot eyes. That sounds like if we were to bring them on board with us, then, they could, they very well probably already have lost their minds. So, who knows the various ways in which that could backfire on us if we were to bring them with us. So this feels a little bit different than the slaves for that reason. The slaves, there was no... I mean, besides the fact that we were going to have to basically spend resources to support them, there was no risk of, or didn't feel like there was any risk of them causing some kind of catastrophic setback to the rest of our team. Whereas in this case, if the crazed people turn out to be absolutely insane and murder half of our troops in the night, then we're in trouble. So I don't know. I mean, do we go all in on trying to save as many people as possible and double down on it? This one feels like it could backfire a lot more than the slaves at the caravan could. So I'm a lot more hesitant here. But part of me feels like we did it then. Let's try it again now. But my gut says no.
The Lyrian soldiers stood, daggers in hand, waiting to sever the ropes and free the unfortunate captives. But Meve stopped them with a firm gesture.
Stop! Most are beyond saving, and this may be a trap. Keep your distance from the tree. That is an order.
Meve's men usually carried out her orders without a moment's hesitation. This time, however, they glanced towards her, reluctance writ on their faces. Only after Reynard repeated the order did the Lyrians sheathe their arms and slowly move back towards the road. For a long time thereafter, howls from the old willow trailed them.
Okay, it reduced our morale, not so surprisingly, but joke's on you, game. Our morale was already low. Take that. Can't make it even lower than it already was. So, I'm getting the feeling. I am certainly getting the feeling that may happen a lot in here. A lot of hits to our morale. We do still have that shrine that we could theoretically go back for.
Hear that? Nightingales. Unmindful of war, they sing on.
Those are no birds, milady. Just Scoia'tael scouts use animal cries to communicate. Tell the men to hold to the road, milady. Anyone wanders in the trees, they don't come out.
Ooh. I don't know if Rayla's just being paranoid or if that is actually true. And as I was saying before, I suspected that if we were to wander off the path, then perhaps we would get ambushed by Scoia'tael. Will that actually happen here? Perhaps. Perhaps. Part of me is tempted to test that theory, of course. We do, at the very least, have a fast travel spot here, and that is significant, because that shrine that we saved is back by this other fast travel spot, so it would be very convenient. And the morale doesn't really matter for puzzles, so we could potentially continue on to this one. Also, the music changed a little bit? I feel like it has. But before going to this battle, it could perhaps be worth making sure that we are back on at least neutral morale. I don't know. There's definitely a lot more winding pathways now. It was relatively linear for a minute there. But, like, we have to go over to this area over here. It looks like this branches off and goes all the way to that side. That feels like that's quite a bit away from Eldain here, so I feel like that may not be what we're looking to do. If we take the maze, do the classic maze strat of look at where the end result is and work backward from there. Let's see, so if we are looking to get to Eldain, he's here. Go backward, and we could either approach from this side, and that'd be probably the most direct route like that if we wanted to go straight for him, but I think we may not want to do that. Alternatively, we could go through here and just take a right instead. That's also fairly linear. Looks like that might take us through a town or two if we go with a little more of a detour here. Then there's this whole area to the west that seems to be quite in the, not quite opposite direction, but it is very much a detour. Which does beg the question, then, what is over here? Because it's not Eldain. Very well could have more of his Scoia'tael brethren, but anyways, I think in the interest of trying to be thorough, why don't we go this way next? Is that the battle? That is the battle. Okay. It seems, if we were to go straight this way. So this looks like... I mean, we have the swords over there. But it looks like a camp that is sort of a trap, if you will. In the way that, you know, it might have seemed inviting initially. You don't notice that there's that indicator there. So if we go further south, that looks like another shrine, perhaps? Could certainly use those. So I think we're heading for this puzzle. This is a little spooky looking. Thought I saw a shrine showing up on our map. But we must have walked past it. This right here. Really looked like it. Is that what the shrines have looked like in the past? I mean, we usually have the indicator for it. But there is not one here. Despite seemingly having something that was that exact shape. I am going to deviate a little bit off the path. See what, if anything, we might find. It would be here-ish, I think, but not seeing anything. In which case, alright, so we have this spot up here with the puzzle. We also have a little side-ish area here. Woo! Is that the puzzle? Because, yes, you startled me. You certainly startled me. It is a puzzle. Is it the puzzle? Or is this just a random encounter that we got from veering off the side of the road a bit? Located at crossroads, shrines of Melitelli were meant to protect travelers from evil. I mean, we were saying how it looked like there were some shrine indicators on our map. Yet, when Meve approached one to pray, her force suddenly came under fire, victims of an ambush. Sometimes, irony stings. So yes, it is an ambush. Okay, for whatever reason, I was expecting more of the ambush and the camp that we saw before. Okay, reduce the power of all enemy archers to 1. I don't know if we can accidentally kill them, but we need to get them to 1 specifically. And then once again, Meve cannot die. We saw that from a recent puzzle that we did. But, okay, so it is a puzzle. Special rules. Shortened battles to just 1 round. And we will get a custom deck. So let us see what we're getting ourselves into here. So only 1 round. Let's see, we need to reduce... Oh, what? Meve is on this side? Excuse me? Hold on. What is that? So if they captured Meve, is that what's happening here? Whenever this unit's power changes, damage Meve by 1. Oh. What? Wait, hold on. Excuse me? Reduce the power of all enemy archers to 1. Do not let Meve die. Then how do we get you to 1 power if you damage Meve by 1 whenever your power changes and Meve has 1 power? Let's see. Damage the highest unit on the battlefield by up to 15, then boost the lowest unit by the amount damaged. So if we were to... Okay, I mean, if we do this, then you get down to a 1, which is what we want. Powerful Elf. Creative name. Wonderful name. And then it would boost Meve. By 15. So that does seem promising. I would think we'd want to do that. Draw and play 2 blitz units from your deck. We know what we have in our deck. We do. It's purely Lyria and Rivia. So damage by the number of units, cards, in a given row. So that gives us some controlled damage, relatively controlled damage there. Choose an ally and play all copies of it from your deck. Whoa. Okay. So this would be, I would think... Just thinking about order of operations here. I would think it'd have to be Royal Decree first and then reinforcements. Otherwise, if you go reinforcements before Royal Decree, then that means you don't have anything with Royal Decree. Then, let's see. Archer's Adept. Choose a bronze ally on the battlefield or in hand and add 2 copies of it to your deck. Oh. Oh, hold on. Hold on. In that case, it could be... I think no matter what, it's probably Becker's Dark Mirror first on you. Or at least, that seems like the obvious choice. Maybe it's too obvious. But let's do it. then I think maybe it is reinforcements. I mean, we could do the math, but at least my first impression is maybe it is reinforcements. Then add 2 more of these Lyria and Rivia to our deck with the Aretusa Adept. That way we have exactly 2 when we play Royal Decree. But let's see. So the first Lyria and Rivia would deal 1 damage. Yeah, and so, these are all Elven Rogues. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need to damage all of them, of course. So, let's see, first one does 1 damage. But we can split them between different rows, mind you. So it's not like it always has to be 1 damage. Next one is 2 damage. Next one is 3 damage, so on and so forth. We can mix and match a bit. So we want 6 damage in total. So if we go 1, 2, and 3, that's enough to get you. Then if we went, so we can play 3 in the same row to do that and take care of you. If we go 1, 2, 3 here in our range row, that's enough to take care of you. And then that means we will not be able to make it work for you, though. Because then we would deal, 4 damage? We deal 4 damage if we played an Arbalest here. That would drop you down to a 3, and then if we played our next Arbalest, then we would kill you. And we aren't allowed to do that. We are supposed to reduce you to 1, but we are not supposed to kill you. So, in that case, I think we're going to need to do a little bit more mixing and matching. Get a little more creative with how we're splitting our damage. So, I suppose there's a non-zero chance we're supposed to use Becker's Dark Mirror on one of these guys, but I kind of doubt it. Also, order of operations-wise, I feel like it would have just dealt the damage to me before she got boosted, so I'm pretty sure it doesn't work at all. So, I think we were right in that first move, but... I mean... We go 1... 2... Take a total of 3 damage, you're down to a 4. Then put the third one on you. Then you're also down to a 4. Then we go... let's try it out. I think we might need to do something like that. So we go... Let's go reinforcements first. I think we go reinforce... Oh, well, we need it in our turn, but we go reinforcements. Oh. Okay, we need them on the board before we're allowed to play reinforcements. So that answers our question about the order of operations. Okay. Well, we've lost in that case, but now we know. So, we'll just, like throw this out here. And we need to have them out here for this to work as well. So, yeah, that means Royal Decree is absolutely the first play. So, I mean, that does help, now that we know. But we didn't know. Also, bear in mind, yeah, Aretusa Adept does change the math on it a bit as well. So, okay, we lost, of course. But now that we know how our cards work, we know it is... Oh, no. First, you. I almost forgot about you. Then, Royal Decree. Oh, well, end our turn, but Royal Decree. And that means we'll get 2 Arbalists. And what I was thinking was that we do first 2 and hit the same one. But then... Soon, yeah, we're going to want to go Aretusa Adept next, right? Question is, do we play you in this row, or do we play you in this row? We play you here. That means we can't play the last Arbalest here and damage you, you'd be dead. We play you here, that means we could play the last Arbalest here and take you out. But that was sort of the situation we were talking about before, where I thought that would have not quite lined up properly in terms of damage. With our last Elven Rogue, it would have gotten rid of them, although I forgot about the Aretusa Adept when I was doing that math, so maybe we just try that here.
As you wish, milady.
So we do this. Then this is, of course, the big one. Okay, so we do this. You're down to 1. So now this is where the math really comes in. So we need 6 damage on everybody. So we have 4 and we have 2. That is sufficient to get you to the proper number.
Give me a time.
4,
Arbalista, your
2.
command.
Then for this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5. That's not good enough. That's gonna mess us up. We go here. That's 3. That's gonna mess us up. We're gonna have too much damage. This last one can't. Can we damage ourselves? We can. I doubt that's the answer. But, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, as you can see, we're destroying one of these Elven rogues one way or the other. And we are not supposed to do that. Never mind the fact that we are apparently overpowered and forced to retreat because we accidentally killed an enemy. But, okay, hold on. So yeah, it was, as we initially suspected, that splitting the damage that way would have meant that we would have too much. Too much. So let's see. That's definitely first. This, I think, still needs to be next. But the question becomes, do we mix it up a bit here? Because we went, what, both in the same row last time? So what if we go with this?
One bolt, all I need.
Why is that glowing? Question mark? Okay, so now... I mean, I assume we need to do this.
As you wish, milady.
Okay, so now the math will add up a little bit differently here. So let's see. We go 2 damage. Gets you down to 4. That means we need 3. So we do have the right numbers for that. So we do this.
Arbalista, your command.
But then, once again, I feel like this is not the answer, because I think this is just going to take us down a similar path to what we were at before, where we were focusing too much on getting one Elven Rogue done, when we should be chipping away at the other ones. This guy, let's see, with 4. What if we go 4 here against you? That does not work. Yeah, we've lost. Because we're going to have too much damage on somebody here. So this is strange. If we do this, we have 4 damage, yes. It's not enough for you. It'll get you down to a 2, so obviously means if we hit you again, you're going to die. And it's a similar story here. Obviously, this is going to be like I'm splitting it here for the sake of splitting it, but it's just going to make matters worse. So, Let's continue here. But there's even the theoretical chance that the Aretusa Adept is a bit of a trap of some sort. Let's see, so if we go... We still need to do this. So, first time we went doubled up on you. Next time we went 1 and 1. But that also didn't work. I mean, if we just... I think we still do need to split our damage more. But I think we now... Our problem, more than anything,
I'll ever pay off these school loans.
has been that from here we've focused on getting you or you down when I think we need to focus on you. So let's see. We do this. So we go 3. Do we want 3 on you or do we want 2 on you? So if we go think... Go 2, you're down to a 5. Then, either way, our next one's going to be 3. I don't think we want that.
Give me a time.
We go here. Then we go... Ooh, this is going to get tough. It's going to get really tough because this row is going to get... A row is going to get clogged. Oh, hold on. Wait, we can. Hold on. There is some reason why we might actually want to destroy our own units. So yeah, how much do we need? We need 3 for you. So what if we... How much do we have? No, it's not enough to remove any of our own units, though. Ah! I was going to say, can we make it so we have exactly 2 units in this row? So then when we play our next Arbalist, we're doing exactly 3 damage to set you up. I mean, that could potentially still be the answer. We had enough Arbalists to do that, although I'm not sure if we do. So... So with 4, we can get you down to 2. But that's not good, because then we're going to overkill you. Yeah, no matter what, we're going to overkill. What? It's got me stumped. We can do this. And once again, get you set. I mean, we did it in a slightly different order this time, but I'm still not sure the result is going to be any different. Because, yeah, this guy's dead. Yeah. That guy is gonna die. Wouldn't have even had... Even if this wasn't gonna kill someone, we would have still had the other Elven Rogue be at the wrong amount of power. So something is very off here. And I don't know, the gears just, I guess, aren't turning for me in the right way. So I think I'm just forcing the issue, going with the same strategy, or a strategy that is not different enough with each subsequent attempt. So, I mean, like, oh, I didn't click on you? Because I was about to say that maybe we actually do want to see if we can hit the Elven Rogue instead. I mean, pretty sure it would still just automatically kill Meve, so. But is there anything else that we fundamentally want to change? Like, is the Air-2's Adept actually a trap? Do we go and load up every... Hold on. We have 5 of these Lyria and Arbalists. I think I'm curious to see if we load up everyone on the same row and then deliberately use an Arbalist to destroy an Arbalist at some point. Maybe that can make the math work. We go here. I'm not going to focus on you first just for the sake of not focusing on you first, because you've been bad luck for us. So... But let's go all out on one of them. Seemed like that was getting us the closest. So now... Hold on. So we could go with reinforcements here, and just ignore the Air-2's Adept. In which case, we're playing 3 Arbalists. I mean, what we really should do is just see what it's 6 times 3. It's 18 damage exactly is what we need to get. 18 damage is exactly what we need to get. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that is mathematically impossible if we don't use the Air-2's Adept to create additional copies. So...
Oh, Lady Margarita told us of this.
Let's try this. Go reinforcements now. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see. Oh, well, I mean, yeah. The Air-2's Adept here was definitely just objectively the wrong choice, because now we are not gonna be able to do anything with this Elven Rogue. Yeah, mistakes continue to be made here. But, you know, you do this. Or, hold on. Hold on. We don't want these guys at the same amount of power. Because that means that I don't think we ever want anyone at the same amount of power. Because we're never going to be able to, or we're very rarely going to be able to deal the same amount of damage every turn. So if we do this, then we do this, then we do this, And then, how much do we need here? We need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done it. Totally. I mean, I did start to see it as we started to spread the damage more. As soon as we realized, hey, hold on a second, we don't want to have anyone on the same amount of power, then it started to click. But, that was a little tough. A little tough there, and we got Becker's Dark Mirror from it. This card has been added to our army and can be found in the command tent. Alright, I mean, if it's exactly as it appeared in that puzzle there, then it looks like it could be quite a good card. Check it out. I imagine it'll be very expensive. Where are you? Here you are. Are you a keepsake? If so, then I think it might be worth it. Damage the highest unit on the battlefield by up to 15, yeah, then boost the lowest unit by the amount damaged. Oh, bear in mind, that highest unit could be us, could be our opponent, but it could be us. It does not specify damage your opponent's highest unit. Similarly, it does not say boost your lowest unit by the amount damaged. It says boost the lowest unit by the amount damaged. So that means that depending on the situation, it could actually backfire on you to a quite extreme extent, in fact, which does feel kind of fitting. It seems as though perhaps this is meant to be a very high-risk, high-reward card. Gaze long into the abyss, and the abyss will gaze back into you. So, I don't know. Seems like the kind of thing where if we have a good sense as to what we're going to be going up against in an encounter, then it could be worth adding it, but similarly, if we know what we're getting ourselves into and we know that we are going to be the ones with the highest unit and our opponent is going to be the one with the lowest unit, then we should make a point of excluding it from our deck. So, the thing is, I think, what was it, Decoy? Did we have one of these that we were saying a while back that we didn't think we wanted to keep, or am I just continuing to think of Reynard was someone we wanted to swap out? Lyrian Horn is definitely still relevant. Decoy, I mean, basically means we can get the deploy ability twice from somebody. Doesn't matter at all for Gascon. But it works for the Strays. It works for the Bomber. It is bad for the Scytheman. It would actually be detrimental to do that. Strays Cavalry, it does a little bit. Alchemist could help. And the Infiltrator would backfire, so we lose the power. I mean, unless it did not work very well the first time, we could try again, but it's not like we're gaining additional points inherently just from playing it a second time. So, Decoy works in some situations, but it's not always a great play. So we could try swapping this in for Decoy, but the other thing is that we are still over our recruit cap here, so I'm not sure it's going to let us save that because we need to exit and lose changes. If we do that, I imagine that means we still Decoy, yeah. So again, the key thing is that we just really need more resources here so we can finally increase our recruit cap. And then perhaps only then, will we be able to add some of those cards. I mean, we do have a little bit of loot here. Does get us over 2,000, but I think it was 2,500 was the number that we really needed. Let's take a quick look here back at our camp to verify that statement. There was, I think, something that did cost 2,000. A number of trinkets get it up to 3, and we have now started to accumulate some more decent ones. We could afford the upgraded mess tents. I don't, let's see, 10% less recruit cap when, what is our recruit cap right now? It is 125, so that's what, functionally? I mean, if we were at a recruit cap, we had a normal deck right now, that would mean we're functionally gaining 12 or maybe 13 recruit points. Right now it actually means we'd be gaining 14, but what, even then we would still be over our limit, so compare that. 12, 13, 14, kind of, sort of, somewhere in that range in terms of how many recruit points we would get from making this upgrade versus 25 in this case. So this is better. It is more expensive. Well, nah, not really. I mean, it's less wood, it's more gold. So it's mostly just a different mix of resources, but it is just, at least at this point in time, short term, it is better. Long term, when our recruit cap is higher, then 10% of that recruit cap will be more significant, and eventually this becomes better, perhaps, or at least closer. But yeah, we really want to get this. Really want to get this, and we need 500-ish more gold to do it. We're getting close. We're getting close, but we're not quite there. And if we're eyeing, I mean, we have this battle here, where we're, I imagine, have the chance to get a little bit more gold, but, of course, we don't have enough yet, so, and I don't think that's going to be single-handedly enough to do that. I mean, I suppose it's theoretically possible, especially if it has not only the gold we get from finishing the encounter, but also some loot, much like we had here when we were done. But anyways, with that being said, I think this is a good place for us to wrap up here, so thank you all for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.